Hello, this is Kyle Segal speaking for Russia on the Arab Spring, alongside with my fellow advocates Mary, Michela, and Tracy. I'd like to wish the United Nations Security Council a good morning. Today we will be discussing what Russia's policy should be in regards to the Arab Spring. We believe that Russia should continue their policy of non-interference. Our policy of non-interference is a main aspect of our diplomacy. The main reasons why we believe Russia should maintain this policy of non-interference are due to the fact that it could lead to economic downfall in our country by risking our alliances and business interests. We would risk governmental instability in these nations, which would give rise to terrorism, and we would find it hypocritical that the same nations who want us to interfere in Syria refuse to interfere in Jordan.
Hi, my name is Mary Freeman, and I will be discussing why we shouldn't interfere in the Arab Spring, because it could lead to economic downfall in our own country, and we risk losing allies. To better understand this, I'll first discuss our reactions to revolts in several different countries. In Tunisia, our president, Dmitry Medvedev, indirectly backed what happened. Considering the fact that we lack a long-lasting political relationship with them, we risk nothing by aligning ourselves with the revolutionists. In Egypt, we had a low trade volume of $2 billion, so we saw that ousting Mubarak as a chance to obtain a new foothold in the region, which would make Prime Minister Putin happy because he wants to strengthen our influence in the region. However, in the end, we refrained from siding with either party. With regards to Libya, we voiced our displeasure but didn't take an assertive position to prevent NATO action in the country. Had we not voiced our displeasure, we would have aligned ourselves with the Western policy toward Libya, but we're a little disturbed by their interventionist policy, so we had to voice our displeasure, but at the same time, we didn't want to make them too upset by vetoing the resolutions either, because Libya regularly imports Russian arms, and they're a big ally to us. However, on the other hand, with regards to Yemen, we agreed with the Western policy by not voicing our preference relating to their future. Yemen has recently signed arms contract with us also, so we wouldn't want to risk losing their business, because that could lead to our economic downfall. And in conclusion, the Arab Spring is a difficult situation for us. Keeping allies and establishing new relations is a challenge for every country involved. We hold more interest in Syria than any other country in the Middle East, however, as my fellow advocate Tracy will now discuss.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm here to discuss the situation that Russia has with Syria. And Syria is another country that's part of the Arab Spring. The country of Syria is an intricate area, for our country of Russia. Syria is our closest ally in the Middle East. We oppose any intervention to the Assad regime of Syria. The UN Security Council has imposed sanctions on Syria, while we in China have not. If we did interfere, our country may lose access to naval facilities in Tartus, a close arms relationship, and investments in the petroleum and other sectors of the Syrian economy. The naval logistics facility that we have in Tartus is the only Russian military facility outside of Russian borders. So our main purpose is for access for our naval ships traveling in the Mediterranean to use this facility. However, if the fall of the Assad regime happens, we are afraid that this is going to close our facility there in Tartus. We believe that uncertainties will prevail the downfall of the Assad regime. Our country is convinced the collapse of this regime will bring rise to the anti-Russian radical Sunni regime, and their motivation could lead to a surge of opposition against Russia. We also fear the approach of Saudi Arabia using the Arab Spring for its own geopolitical interests. The fact of the matter is, the country of Russia has benefit interest in Syria. We firmly support the Assad regime, not just to preserve its arms contracts, oil investments, and naval access. The downfall of the Assad regime will terminate an important obstacle that has helped us to contain the rise of the Sunni fundamentalist movement, directed by Saudi Arabia which will seek to continue spreading. Our position is not to interfere with the internal conflicts of Syria. Now, Michela will talk about the problems in Jordan.
My name is Michela Bracek. I will be speaking about the position that Russia needs to have in regards to the country of Jordan. Currently, King Abdullah II is the ultimate authority of the Kingdom of Jordan. The country of Jordan has always maintained a neutral position that seeks peace, just like Russia. Currently, Jordan's key ally is with the United States of America. The king has always been known as a reformer in that region, but currently the country no longer wants his reform. They instead seek revolution from him. King Abdullah II's repression of this revolution has turned violent and bloody, and has broken the same international standards that we in the United Nations hold for other nations. Russia wonders, therefore, why we are expected to support other nations who wish to interfere in Syria, but are unwilling to interfere in Jordan. The actions of the General Intelligence Department, also known as the GID, which is a central agency that operates under the king, are being questioned by human rights advocates. The GID acts as a secret policing group while also seeking information to stop terrorism. They have helped the United States several times by giving them critical information regarding terrorists. The GID was the ones that informed the United States of America of the 9/11 attacks prior to them happening. Their information keeps the United States and Jordan as a close alliance. Recently, due to cuts in gas subsidies in Jordan, their fellow citizens have broken out in riots and protests. It is actually the GID's responsibility, as long as with other government officials, to keep these riots under control. The current problem is that the GID has been accused of using torture and cruel punishment towards innocent citizens. We in Russia feel that if the international community is willing to treat the uprisings in Jordan as a private and internal affair, that the uprisings in Syria should be treated with the same respect. So we are going to stick with a policy of non-interference in Jordan as well. Thank you.
I would like to reiterate in my closing comments that Russia's policy of non-interference is not an issue that we will compromise on. For our own nation's good, and for the betterment of these sovereign nations, Russia will stringently oppose any efforts by the international community to interfere in their private affairs, whether it be for our alliances or our business interests, whether it be to maintain international stability and to prevent the rise of terrorism, or simply an unwillingness to play along with the flagrant hypocrisy shown by our Western counterparts in this crisis. Russia reconfirms its commitment to non-interference policies today and in the future. Thank you.